Santa, I've been good this year. Make your list and check it twice. I'll leave you a note right here underneath the Christmas lights. Carols and bells, none of them help. I still feel blue. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas. I don't need a fancy watch. You can give the elves a break. No, you can't make it in the shop. You can't put it on your sleigh. You know me so well that nobody else can do what you do. I just wanna fall in love this Christmas.
Hi everyone! This year I didn't decorate tree a lot because of this person. We already have two cats, but Gizmo and Mara do not care about Christmas tree. But this one is really loving Christmas tree, and we really hope she will become more calmer next year. But for now, we need just to we just need to wait for a bit. Okay. Hello. And I just want to say that Christmas for me is very magical time. And before I go, I really want to change colors because we kind of have magical lights, and this is not an advertisement because for these lights we pay just from our pocket, and I just want to show you how it works. Okay, we have different setups like this, for example, and like that, or something like this. This is the second year when we're using these magic lights. It's a special lights which, how to say, you can just adjust and make your own colors on your Christmas lights, which is absolutely fantastic, and I will show how it works. So over here you can see instruction, and this is how they look like the regular one. Probably they slightly bigger, but the way I can change color of my Christmas tree is something fantastic. Idea how does it work? So this kind of a magical lights which you can just switch, and you can create different colors. And sometimes when we're watching some movie and we see the Christmas tree with nice lights, we can just adjust our lights and even call it with name of the movie, like Home Alone, Christmas tree, or some other movie. And yeah, I just want to say this one before I go. I work pretty hard during the year, and sometimes it's so hard just to relax. But during the week, after Christmas until New Year, I got a complete relaxation week when I only just eat, sleep, walk for a bit, and most of the time I do literally nothing, and I'm trying really listened to yourself and understood what I want to do, or if I don't want to do anything, it's also totally fine. And the thing is that during like the year, it's really hard to to relax this way. I mean, like when it's like the regular week and I have weekend, sometimes I can jump to like the work, even like I can just like call this work like, this is not so hard, I enjoy it, I'm gonna do this work. And sometimes I can be without any real days off for too long. But on Christmas week, probably it's something from childhood, I can be completely relaxed and enjoy the time. And I just want to show you a bit how I'm spending my favorite week of the year. Okay. Ta-da. First of all, for me, Christmas is always about getting together with my friends, especially probably because my family not here and I miss to be together with somebody. And I have a small group of artists. I already mentioned it in another video how we come together and create our little creative community. And we've been meeting every Friday for 8 years now. We draw together, and every Christmas we do a little Christmas tradition, Secret Santa, which is like probably a famous tradition around the world. And always we try to find some cozy spot that feels like with a magic and a festive vibes. Now I'm showing you really old cafe right in the heart of my little town. And honestly, it felt like you walked into a real winter fairy tale, kind of something out of Harry Potter movie. And of course, nothing supernatural actually happened there. But when you are in there and you're surrounded with so many magical things, with all this old stuff, old paintings, toys, ornaments, and fireplaces, and of course, when you're surrounded by your people, this is like your own kind of magic. And for me, it's so inspiring every year to start the season with meeting with my girls.
Christmas bells cast a spell on the world, bringing you home to me from across the sea. And it seems like you're already here whenever I hear Christmas bells chime in my ear. When a snowflake falls, when a bluebird calls on Christmas, love songs that we heard all just seem absurd on Christmas. When you hold me tight in the shimmering lights of Christmas. When a fire lights up a starry night on Christmas, promises we made all just seems to fade on Christmas. When you kiss me slow under the mistletoe on Christmas. On Christmas.
I decided to just change the light. And I just like want to say that another thing I really love to do is reading books. And oh my gosh, probably reading books is the best thing in the world. And I actually read in my Kindle book. I have like this electronic book, and I can say I know that many people don't like this format, and I understood because like actual book you can just like feel it and hold it in your hands. But I love my Kindle book and I would never change it. So sometimes I'm thinking maybe I need to buy some books, but I already have such huge library, but most of them is picture books, and I'm not sure that I have a space for these books. And another thing what I love Kindle, I will show it. Maybe I can place it somewhere here. So what I love Kindle books. So first, I can, like for example now for Christmas I bought around like 10 books, and it's so easy just to hold them in one place. And if I'm just like going on a train and I want to read and I want to change the book, it's so easy to do. This is the first stuff. I love it a lot. And the second one, I really love that it's have a light, and I just like bought a new Kindle. It's not an advertisement, I just like bought it for my own pocket again. And like the way I can change the warmness, oh, how to do this, like I can make it like really cozy, and I really love to read it in a room with my Christmas tree, with the candles, when it's not a lot of light. And this is really comfortable. I don't need to care and I don't need to create extra light to help in me. So I really love this format. So, but like, yeah, I know that some people do not like it, especially when you read a book, you can't understood how many pages did you read, how many is left. But for me, it's the best way of reading books. And now I just like want to recommend you, not recommend you, honestly I scared to recommend anything, because I just like realize that every single person has just like different taste in books. But I have few books which was like start reading on Christmas Eve, and I was continue during the week, and I believed it was just like the best books for this time. I was just like so atmospheric, so cozy and so magical, and I can't stop reading them. So I would just recommend few books. I will just like tell a bit about every book, and I will show it like over here. So the first book I really want to recommend, I will just like pick a bit in my notes just to not forget about it. This is a book with a like dark novels. It's called The Winter Spirits, Ghostly Tales for Frosty Nights. I can't say it's like a classic book for Christmas, but it's kind of really typical Christmassy stories with a bit Victorian vibe, and when you just like reading it, it can be a bit like chill, and sometimes it's not like super Christmassy, but definitely wintry. And honestly, I love it so much, especially if you love Stephen King. This book just for you, just go for it. Alright, next book is called I'm Half Sick of Shadows by Alan Bradley. And honestly, I love this series. I read only first 3 books. It's like detective story. It's nothing complicated. It's just like pure joy. But in this book, it's just like winter with a lot of snow. It's England. It's a big mansion in England, and it's a bit like of mystery, and honestly I enjoy the story so very much, and I recommend it for 100%. Alright, the next one is A Gift of the Mogu by Og Gendry, and honestly, okay, I probably said already a word honestly, but I love Og Gendry, and I really love short stories like novels. But Og Gendry is always so creative, and his mind is working so perfectly, and every time in the end he's getting like such beautiful, and I don't know how to explain it perfectly, but all the stories are so touching, so nice. And I read it last year, and it just gives me so much joy. Next book is As a River Flows by Diane Satterfield. I hope I pronounced it well. I did read a few other books of her, but I wasn't... Okay, I don't know if you see this girl, but she just like doing this again. Romy! She just like want attention. Okay, but this book, I just like remember when I started reading, it was like Christmas Eve, and the book is starting exactly in a set of super storm with the snow somewhere in England, and the entire book is not in a Christmas set, but it's started and like finished in a Christmas setup, and all this mystery story and all characters are so amazing. I love it, like 10 from 10. And probably the last recommendation, which is really obvious, especially for people who love detective. I do love it. I have to confess, I'm not proud of it, but I love it. And it's sometimes so hard to find a nice detective, because like sometimes it can be really not well written, with really, like, how to say, not beautiful flow in a text. But I love Agatha Christie detectives, and I read them when I was like really young. And like last winter, I read one story, Hercule Poirot, something Christmassy, and this time I just got another Agatha Christie Christmas book, and honestly, I didn't read it yet, but I definitely will enjoy it because she's a great one. Okay, and my last recommendation is The Secret Story by Donna Tartt. It's a pretty big book, and I have to say I cheated a bit. I listened to this book when I was walking around, as I described in the previous parts, and I felt like it's so perfectly for this Christmas time, like this big cool university, the beautiful students, so smart in the library. I mean, and a bit like, it's not like detective story, but it's so well written, and I love it so much. And like this year, I already bought like 10 books, and one of them is Charles Dickens. Honestly, I didn't read it. I know, like I read other books of him, but I didn't read this book. So I really want to read finally Charles Dickens. I will start it just in 2 days, because it's almost Christmas Eve. And I also want to try something from fantasy. I'm not a big fan of fantasy, but for now, I really want something with more magic, you know. And I know that there is a Harry Potter, but I really want something new. And I wouldn't recommend it now, because I really want to test it and say it if I like it. Most of the time I just eating and sleeping, but sometimes I do plan to get out for some like walks and walking around. I really love to go into the park or just like wandering around on my own, completely aimless, just hoping to spend some time among the trees. And I'd look at the branches of the tree. Honestly, it's the best and the most beautiful pattern in the world. And sometimes I also peek into people windows along the way with the hope to find beautiful Christmas tree. It's actually an old tradition, and it started my mom when I was a little girl. On Christmas Eve, we walked to my aunt's house, just like to celebrate Christmas Eve together with the family. And most of the time it was like really dark and super snowy, and probably I was crying that I don't want to go for so long and it's so cold. So my mom always was trying to get some idea, like to cheer me up. So, and this time she decided, she probably come up with like a game, and the idea of game was we'd see who could spot the most Christmas trees in the people's windows. And I feel like I still do that now. Maybe it's not really a nice thing, or maybe I'm not supposed to pick, but there is something so magical about it. All right. I hope you like the video, and I honestly want to wish you a really Merry Christmas. And this time I know can be hard for some people who lost somebody, or for somebody who alone. And I know that this time can be hard, but I want to say that after hard times it will be easier, and I want to wish you to be happy, and I love you. And what else I want to say? Okay, I really want to say you thank you for being here and supporting me. I mean, because like now so many people and so many other vlogs and videos, and you are here with me, is kind of like, what? I'm not even native. They want to listen only native people. Okay, probably I wouldn't put it in the video because probably it's weird and a bit cringy. Alright, I need to finish it. Goodbye and see you in the next year. Bye. Bye. Romy, say bye. Romy, bye. She just wanted to play. And accidentally, I got another cat here. This is Gizmo. Gizmo is so shy cat. Okay. Mario is upstairs. I wouldn't try to woke up her because she not gonna be in the mood.